Hey guys. Who do we got in this evening? I see Joe and Peter. How are you guys doing?
I'm good.
All right, Joe, which team do you play on?
Salvo, not surprisingly, Salvo, U17, I think. I don't know the years too well.
Which coach is your coach?
Aaron Johnson.
Okay, right on. And then Peter, which Peter do we have this evening? Which team do you play for, Peter? Okay, if you can't communicate via your app or wherever you're at, you can always use the chat over on the side. If you're on a phone, it might be a little bit different. I'm not exactly sure how it works. But welcome, guys. Appreciate you logging on. Spending a little bit of time with me this evening. Are you there, Peter?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Oh, sweet. I'll see
Peter
if I can.
Drivas?
Yeah, this is Peter Drivas.
Okay, and so you play for the O2 Boys Navy, right?
Yep.
Right on. Well, thanks for joining me, guys. Appreciate you logging on and spending a little bit of time with me this evening. I can promise you by the end of the session, you guys are going to feel incredible because we're going to be doing some physical relaxation tonight. We're going to do some breathing techniques, and then I'm going to guide you through some conscious muscle relaxation. And you guys are going to be feeling so good. You're going to be so glad that you spent this time this evening.
Oh, man, I can't wait. That sounds really exciting.
Sounds fun to me.
Yeah, I'm going to see if I can get the camera to work here.
Okay, sure.
I'm going to see.
All right, I can see you, Joe. Got your headphones on?
I do indeed.
Good, good. Are you going to be in a spot where you're going to be able to lie down?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, good. How about you, Peter? Are you going to be in a spot where you're able to lie down, or are you going to do it seated? Can you hear me, Peter? Okay, cool. All right, well, let's get started, guys. So our topic tonight is physical relaxation. As an introduction, what we're going to cover tonight is elite athletes and the important skill of relaxed intensity. We'll define what physical relaxation is. I'll remind you about how you can use imagery and self-talk as physical relaxation tools. I'll talk briefly about how breathing impacts muscle performance. And then we're going to practice some power breathing or breathing from our abdomen. And we're going to practice some conscious muscle relaxation. So again, you're going to feel really good by the end of the session. This should take us about 30 to 40 minutes. So you'll be done around 6:20, 6:25 or so. Okay, so I want to talk briefly about the zone. And it's great that we have a small group because I can interact with you guys a little bit more and you guys can share your experience. So have you guys ever experienced playing in the zone?
You know, I was just thinking about this last night, actually, when I was going to bed. Surprisingly, I was just thinking about it because I was just thinking about the times that I think it's because like I haven't really. It's kind of been a while since I've really felt that feeling
Hmm.
But I remember when I was younger, man, I and I was just thinking about this last night. I would just get in that zone, and there was nothing I could do wrong, and I wasn't thinking about anything. I was just thinking about like the moment I was in, and every time I got the ball, I was doing something like I didn't mess up once. It's unbelievable. I don't know how to explain it.
Wow, that's incredible. What a perfect description. That is, I mean, that's it right there. It's like the ineffable. You can't describe it, you just know it. It's like when everything, yeah, joke is, it's like when everything
I
goes
can't
right.
explain it.
Yeah, it's literally the best feeling in the entire world, I think. Um,
Mhm.
it's incredible. How about you, Joe?
For me, it's like I get these every once in a while. Very rarely, I'll get a huge adrenaline rush. I can feel everything I do, every step I take, and I can tell if I do something right or wrong. For me, it's not so much if I can touch the ball perfectly; it's if I can realize what someone's going to do before they do it.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. It's like where you can see what's going to happen before it even happens. Your anticipation is just so locked in. Um, yeah, so you guys clearly know what this is. That's good. I want to share with you guys a clip I found of Kobe Bryant explaining what the zone is like for him, and he's describing some of the same things that you guys were just saying.
There's no set path, no way you have to be. So
Sorry about that.
That zone is just a supreme confidence that you know it's going in. It's not a matter of if or this, that, it's going in. Things just slow down. You know, everything slows down. You just have supreme confidence. But when that happens, you know, you really do not try to focus on what's going on because you can lose it in a second. Everything becomes one noise. You know, it's not, you don't hear this or that. Everything's just one noise. And you're not paying attention to one or the other. You just stay right there. You have to really try to stay in the present, not let anything break that rhythm. And get in the zone, you just kind of stay there. You become oblivious to everything that's going on. You don't think about your surroundings or what's going on with the crowd or the team. Think about your surroundings or what's going on with the crowd or the team. You kind of locked in, and so I don't know. You have to really try to stay in the present, not let anything break that rhythm.
All right, so I'm gonna stop it there because it starts kind of repeating. Um, but yeah, it sounds like you guys have experienced that. It's just I think kind of neat to hear Kobe Bryant's experience of being in the zone. Um, it's got to be one of the best feelings of all time, I feel like. And my goal for you guys would be that you experience that on a more consistent basis. So there's no way it's going to happen, every time you play the game. I think that's unrealistic. But if it can happen more often, then, I think that would be great. So that's my goal for you guys with this program as a whole. And in particular, I want to explain why physical relaxation is an important piece of getting in the zone. So you can't be carrying extra stress and anxiety and expect to perform in the zone. I think it's probably not possible. So there's a couple different types of stress and anxiety. One is the mental piece. These are the thoughts, the racing thoughts, the self-doubt, the thoughts of, hey, I can't do this. This other team is really good. And then there's the physical stress and anxiety. And this is like the butterflies in the stomach or the tight muscles. It's the stress that you actually feel in your body. And while they're two different things, the two are interrelated very closely. So, as you can probably understand, fairly easily. If you have butterflies in your stomach or if you have tight muscles, your mind is going to pick up on that, and it's going to start with the mental anxiety. You're going to start thinking, oh my gosh, I've got butterflies. This must mean that, um, I'm nervous or I'm not going to perform well. Likewise, if you're thinking about stuff like you have anxious thoughts, then it's going to tighten up your body and give you tighter muscles, but you cannot perform your best with tight muscles. So um, if you can relax your body, it's going to help your body be able to perform at its best. And it's also going to relax your mind because the two are so interrelated. So it will allow that space in your mind to focus on what's going on and hopefully get in the zone. So just as a definition, physical relaxation is about willfully controlling bodily functions such as muscular tension, breathing, and heart rate to induce a more relaxed physical state of being. Okay, I'm going to run through some times when you might use some physical relaxation techniques. Might be right before you take a free kick or a corner or a penalty kick. Do you guys like to watch Cristiano Ronaldo? What does he do before every free kick?
He takes a big deep breath.
Yep, that's right.
And he's got his pose. He's got his eye on the goal.
Yep.
And then the rest is history. He just puts it in.
Yeah, well said, Peter. So he's got a few things he does, but the one that I was particularly hoping that you'd pick up on was the breath, right? He takes that big, blows it out, and then takes his free kick. So that's something that I think we can steal. Why not? Clearly, it's something that's working for him. So it can be a big deep breath right before you take a free kick or a corner kick or a PK. We're going to practice that one a little bit later. Could use some physical relaxation techniques at halftime, right? When they designed the game of soccer, there's a reason they put a halftime in it, because you're playing for a really long time. And so it was like, okay, well, let's have them play for a little while and then rest and then play for a little bit longer, because they're not going to be able to play that long without a rest, right? So if you don't use that time, halftime, for the rest, and if you're carrying a lot of extra anxiety and stress during that time, then you're not going to perform as well as you could in the second half. Could be to be relaxed and conserving energy during the final hours leading up to an important competition. So I know, like for me, when I was your guys' age and a little bit younger, I was like 13 and 14. I feel like that was the worst, where I'd wake up on game day and it didn't matter if the game was like 1 or 2 p.m. I couldn't eat all day. My parents would be like, do you want to eat some breakfast? I'd be like, nope, I'm not hungry, because my stomach was just in knots, and I would be so stressed out literally all day until the game finally came in. And then, it was fine, but definitely lost some energy that way. Could be to rest and recover while traveling from one competition to another. A lot of times we have multiple games in the same day. Want to use that downtime to rest. Could be the night before. You want to get some restful sleep before an important competition, especially, but sometimes it's like when the competition is most important. Then I don't know about for you guys. I'll ask you in a second to share your experience, but I know there'd be times in college when we had a big game and I'd just be tossing and turning, couldn't sleep because I was just running through everything that I was going to do the next day. But it wasn't helpful because I was losing sleep. And then additionally, actually during your physical exertion or during games, breathing deeper and breathing more efficiently is going to help you perform better. And I'll explain a little bit more about that later. So I want to hear from you guys. It's really nice that we have a small group tonight so we can hear from everybody. Henrik, thanks for logging on and joining us. You haven't missed too much so far, so you're in a good spot. But I'd be interested to hear, if you're willing, to share what's your experience with stress and anxiety. When do you feel it most acutely? Kind of walk us through what that is like for you. So Peter, you're already unmuted. Do you want to start?
Oh, sure. I'm not gonna lie, like this is something that really affects me, and I'm trying to work on. And that, I get so, like, what you said about like kind of like not be able to eat and like having a tight knot in your stomach like before the game, like when you were younger. Like I kind of feel that, but it's just kind of like, I'm not gonna lie, like sometimes I kind of dread like the game days and stuff just because I get so worked up about, what can happen, what's gonna happen, if there's gonna be people watching. That's kind of something I get worked up on. If there's like people watching,
Like college coaches or parents or
like parents, it's not really I mean, it's just kind of parents or anybody really. It's the oddest thing, but I just really get worked up about that, and it really kind of affects me. And it doesn't let me get into like really relaxing in my zone because I've
sure.
got
So
my mind somewhere. Yeah. So
so
no,
for
I
you,
definitely.
it's a lot. Oh, sorry, I keep interrupting you. Keep going, Peter.
No, I'm done. I mean, no, but I feel that on every game day it can be every game day. So that's like really almost like weekly basis. I have those feelings of anxious, and it's kind of
Is that when it peaks for you then? Is game day like when you wake up and the game's not till later? Is that when it's like extended hours, a long period of time of stress?
Oh sure. Especially if the games are later. Like if the games that are at like 7, well then the whole day I'm just kind of sitting there just thinking about the game. If there's any going to be watching, and it really like I can notice myself like, my personality may be a little more like kind of more maybe not as happy,
Mm-hmm.
maybe just kind of more like to myself.
Mm-hmm.
I might not I just I won't feel good, and yeah, yeah.
Sure. Well, thanks for sharing, Peter. So for you,
Hmm.
um, the techniques that we work on tonight, those might be best used in those game day hours leading up to the game. Um, Interested to hear from Joe and Henrik as well, if you guys have a similar or a different experience with when do you guys get stressed?
I'll go first, I guess. For me, generally, it's like I get stressed right before a game. I'll be fine the entire day before usually, but I will feel everything right before. I'll get really jittery. Won't really. I have to move. I have to be running around. I have to be kicking a ball. I have to be doing something. I can't just sit and think. Because the more I sit and think, the more I start to worry, and the more I start to worry, the more I sit and think, and it's just
Mm-hmm.
a lovely feedback of just eventual chaos that doesn't translate well to my game because if I play, I have to play under control with my style.
What position do you play, Joe?
I'm a center mid, so for me, I have to generally stay pretty calm, but I have to get a lot of things out before the game to do so.
And how long does that typically last for you then? Is that just like a couple minutes or like 10 or 15 minutes, or how long is that experience lasting?
Uh, let's see. Generally, like 10, 20 minutes before the game starts, like middle of warm-ups kind of thing.
Okay.
And the first 5, 6 minutes of the game, usually I have to work stuff out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, sure. So that, for you, the stuff we work on tonight, that's going to be your time, right? To start to use some of the breathing and some of the muscle relaxation techniques that we're going to work on tonight. That's going to be kind of your prime time to try to use some of those to help you relax a little bit and let go of some of that stress and anxiety. So thanks for sharing, Joe. Henrik, do you want to pop on and let us know what your experience is like?
It's kind of just I have anxiety pretty much um, in the car ride up to the game, but usually once I start practicing and kicking the ball around, it usually gets a lot better. My stomach doesn't really feel that weird anymore. But yeah, that's pretty much what I go through.
Okay, so the how long is that then before the game?
It usually just lasts like the entire car ride up to it, and then once I like see my team members and once I just start kicking the ball around, it's usually fine.
Okay, sure. So the car ride, yeah, that's a common one. The car ride. So that's going to be, again, just to reiterate the same message. That's going to be, your time, Henrik, is in that car ride, just to use some of the techniques that we practiced tonight, so that you know, anytime we're holding on to that stress and anxiety before a game, it just drains energy that we don't need to drain, basically. So if you can conserve some of that energy, that anxious and stressful energy, by relaxing during those moments, it's going to help you perform better. Okay, so good. Thanks a lot for sharing, you guys. It's always interesting to hear people's different, unique perspectives. So some different methods of physical relaxation. I'm going to kind of cruise through a few slides so we can get into the meat of us practicing so we don't run out of time. You can use imagery. If you guys viewed the imagery session, you know, if you're stressed out, just seeing yourself doing good things, being purposeful about seeing yourself do good things can be a way to relax. Self-talk, just having a conversation with yourself and saying positive things to yourself, like, hey, relax, calm down, you got this, everything's going to be fine. It can be a strategy to help you relax. And then we're going to practice some power breathing and some conscious muscle control. I'm going to share this this clip from Novak Djokovic. He's a tennis player, and I found this clip of him talking about how when he was playing Roger Federer in the Wimbledon final, he lost the fourth set, I believe it was, and he went in the bathroom there and engaged in some self-talk, and he was saying how it really helped him. So I wanted to share this with you guys. Not sure why it does that sometimes, but it should work this time.
Novak can break when he needs to. He's served an ace on the match point, and nerves are still really. When I lost the fourth, obviously the momentum shifted on his side, and I just needed to refocus and find the right purpose. You know, find that inner strength, that last drop of energy and inspiration, and just trying to be in the present moment, be aware of the occasion, be aware where I am and playing the fifth set of the Wimbledon. You never know what's going to happen next year, so that's something that gave me strength. I went to the bathroom, to a restroom after dropping the fourth set, and I had a chat to myself. I was loud to myself, saying, "You believe in yourself. Just, you know, it's not the cliche. You know, it really works. Even when you don't feel it at times, to say some positive things to yourself. That's exactly when you should do it. And I'm not here to preach about right and wise things, but just worked for me, and I'm full.
All right, so kind of cool. One of the best tennis players in the whole world went in the bathroom at Wimbledon and said, believe in yourself. So if he's not too good to do it, then I don't think anybody should be too good to give themselves a pep talk from time to time. All right, guys. So, oh yeah, one last slide before we get started. So deeper breaths equal more oxygen in your bloodstream. More oxygen in your bloodstream equals better performing muscles. Basically, your muscles perform off of two things: the lactose that comes from the food you eat. It gets broken down into lactose, and that gets delivered to your muscles, and also breathing oxygen in through your lungs. That oxygen gets taken to your heart and taken out to your muscles through your bloodstream. So if you're not breathing well, then you're not going to perform as well as you could. So the first thing that we're going to do is do a little bit of breathing awareness. So if you can, now would be a great time to lie down if you've got a spot in your bedroom or wherever you're at. If you don't have space to lie down, you can just do this seated. That's no problem, but ideally you would be lying down, okay? So if you can, lie on your back with knees bent and feet flat on the floor. Give you guys a minute here. Place one hand on your abdomen. That's the spot just above your belly button and below your rib cage. And place the other hand on your chest. Breathe normally for a minute and notice how you're breathing. Which hand rises the most as you inhale? The one on your chest or the one on your abdomen? If your abdomen moves the most, you are on your way to power breathing or breathing from your diaphragm. If your chest moves the most, your breathing is shallow and needs to be deepened. Okay, so we're gonna work on breathing through our abdomen now. What I want you to do is breathe through your nose and gently place now both of your hands on your abdomen. And to enhance your power breathing, press your hand down on your abdomen as you exhale and let your abdomen push your hands back up as you inhale deeply. Do this a few times to feel the breathing technique, and then just allow your hands to ride softly on your abdomen. Okay, keep doing that. Keep breathing deeply in through your nose and out through your nose, and letting your hands ride on your abdomen. Next, we're going to practice the quick power Cristiano Ronaldo breath. Okay, so I'll explain how it works and then we'll practice it a few times. So to do this one, you're going to inhale through your nose slowly and fill your lungs up just completely as possible. When you do that, I want you to think about drinking in fresh air and flooding your body with energy for fluid performance. And then when you exhale, you're going to let it out through your nose and mouth and feel, as you let that air go, feel relaxed, loose, and ready. Okay, this is the power breath. Ready to try it? You're going to inhale through your nose slowly, fill it up, and then let it go through your nose and mouth. Do that again. In through your nose, big deep breath, and then out through your nose and mouth. One more time. In through your nose, fill up those lungs, and then let it go. Okay, so you have a great model in Cristiano Ronaldo. If you've seen him do that, you know what it looks like. He really does, I think, a lot with his shoulders. This recommends not moving your shoulders and just using your abdomen. But I think you get the idea. Okay, so hopefully at this point, you're a little bit more aware of your breathing, and just check in on that. If you're nervous or feeling anxious, just check in on your breathing. Are you breathing through your chest in those moments, or are you breathing through your abdomen? And if you're breathing through your chest and not using your abdomen, then that's a great moment to just reset and start breathing a little bit deeper through your abdomen. Okay, next we're going to do some conscious muscle control. This is going to be a scripted experience. I'm going to be reading off of a script. You guys go ahead and just follow my voice. What's going to happen is I'm going to ask you to tense different parts of your body for about 5 seconds, and then you're going to release that tension for about 25 seconds. Okay, we're going to go through some different parts, different body parts, and at the end, you relax for a little while, and then I'll have you get up. Okay, so to start with, I'm going to start with a script now. So it says, sit or lie in a comfortable position. Close your eyes and take a long, slow, deep breath through your nose, inhaling as much air as possible. Then exhale slowly and completely, feeling the tension leave your body as you exhale. Continue to inhale and exhale slowly and deeply, letting the day's tensions and problems drain out of you with each exhalation. As you are breathing deeply and rhythmically, focus on my voice and follow my instructions. Try not to move any more than necessary to stay comfortable. We'll start the exercise by tensing the muscles in your right leg. To do this, lift your leg slightly, curl your toes down, and tense the muscles hard in your right leg. Okay, ready? Tense. Hold it. Hold it. Relax. Feel the back of your right leg melt into the floor. See if you can even relax your toes so they feel like cooked spaghetti. Okay, next you're going to tense your left leg by lifting it up slightly, curling your toes down, and tensing the muscles hard. Okay, ready? Tense. Hold it. Hold it. Relax. Now feel the back of your left leg melt into the floor. Concentrate on the feeling of relaxation now in your left leg. and contrast that feeling to the previous feeling of tension. Next, you're going to tense your shoulders, back, and stomach by pulling your shoulders back and together and making your stomach hard, like you're about to be hit in the stomach. Okay, ready? Tense. Hold it. Hold it. Relax. Feel your shoulders drop and your back sink into the floor. Next, you're going to tense your right arm. You'll do this by bending your arm slightly at the elbow, making a tight fist, and pressing down and in with your biceps. Okay, ready? Tense. Hold it. Hold it. Relax. Let the tension flow down your arm and out your fingertips so your fingers feel like cooked spaghetti, just completely limp. Next, you're going to do your left arm. Same way as your right arm. Okay, ready? Tense. Hold it. Hold it. Relax. Let the tension flow down your arm and out your fingertips, so even your fingers are limp like cooked spaghetti. Okay, next you're going to do your neck. To tense your neck, you're going to pull your chin down to touch your chest while at the same time resisting. Okay, ready? Tense. Hold it. Hold it. Relax. Feel the rubber bands running through your neck loosen and go limp. Next, you're going to do your face. You're going to tense your face by raising your eyebrows, squinting your eyes, biting down hard, and making an ugly face. Don't worry, I'm not looking. Okay, ready? Tense. Hold it. Hold it. Relax. Drop your jaw. Feel your forehead sag. And let your mouth go limp. At this point, scan your body for any additional tension and let it go. Focus on the relaxed state of your muscles, and each time you exhale, repeat to yourself the word relax. I'm going to give you about 2 minutes to relax fully. Continue to breathe deeply and rhythmically, in through your nose, out through your nose. And if any thoughts want to come into your head, see if you can just let them go. You can think about all that stuff that wants to come into your head later. You don't need to right now. Just let it go. Now that you've enjoyed your deep relaxation state, it's time to return to your day. Begin to move your arms and legs, and when you are ready, open your eyes to feel the alertness flowing back into your body. Go ahead and sit up. And we'll just wrap up here, guys. How did that feel?
That felt great.
Good, good.
Whoa.
Good. I told you you'd feel good at the end of this. I wasn't lying. Was it hard to relax or was it easy?
You know, it was, I think, kind of like my thoughts would, some thoughts would come in, and then like, but then when you said just to kind of like, you know, for later, it's okay, you know, think about them later. That's when I just kind of fully just like relaxed completely. But for a while there, I was just kind of still thinking about stuff,
Mm-hmm.
you know.
It's a nice trick I picked up because I've always had trouble sleeping. But actually, recently, it's gotten a lot better. But I was researching ways to sleep better. I've always, for a long time, had trouble with sleep, and it's just this mental trick that made a big difference for me. Was I came across something where it was like, give yourself permission to think about stuff tomorrow, and that was one that kind of stuck with me. Is like, I can think about this tomorrow. So I'll say to myself when I'm thinking about like this or that line in bed, I'm like, you know what? Actually, I can think about this tomorrow. There's going to be plenty of time. I'm just going to go to sleep now. So, kind of an interesting little technique there that I wanted to share with you guys.
Yeah, that's sweet. I'm gonna use that.
Yeah, just give yourself permission to think about it later. So some take-home messages here, guys. Elite athletes can engage in fluid, loose performance and perform in the zone because they've mastered the important skill of relaxed intensity. They know how to let tension and anxiety let go. Let the tension and anxiety go from their bodies before performance. Just a reminder that physical relaxation refers to willfully controlling bodily functions such as muscular tension, breathing, and heart rate to induce a more relaxed physical state of being. Also a reminder that imagery and self-talk are mind-body techniques that we've learned previously that can program the brain to induce a relaxation response in the body. Remember that improper breathing contributes to tension, anxiety, and fatigue from a shortage of oxygen in the bloodstream. And lastly, use breathing techniques and muscle relaxation techniques to get yourself in a position where you're ready to stay focused but loose. Are there any questions before I let you guys go for the night? Okay, looks like no. I hope to see you guys soon. Henrik, Peter, and I think Joe already signed off. He probably had to go eat some dinner or something. But we'll see you guys soon. Thanks for logging on. Have a great night, guys.
Thanks a lot.
You're welcome.